Good afternoon and welcome back to Asgard and welcome to the final episode of our Abyssalcraft tutorial series. So today we're of course going to be covering the very last dimension, which is the Shadow Realm, as well as a few other things just to wrap up the mod in general. Now the Shadow Realm is reached by just diving into the void, so if you were to jump straight down here, you'll notice that we get teleported. And you're going to keep falling. So just be careful. Make sure you have some kind of slow fall. But you're going to land here, and there's going to be this dark stone, and there's shadow creatures all over the place, as you'll notice. And you're going to, of course, fight your way through here. It's mainly comprised of shadow creatures and this dark stone. There's not a whole lot to do here. And that's pretty much what this area is designed for. Of course, if you have a gate key, you can make a gate back to Omethal and escape that way. But other than that, you would mainly just come down here to fight lots of shadows if you wanted to. So, this is the last dimension. There's no real dungeons or world gen. There are these Shoggoth dens that spawn here, but that's pretty much it. Other than that, it's just endless shadow creatures. Though I would say it would be kind of a neat area to do a base in my personal opinion. I think it's a really cool area and everything. But anyway, there is one additional boss that's added with the mod. Now, way back in the Abyssal Wasteland section, aside from Azora, there was also a ritual here to do the Ritual of Shadows. Now, this will summon a boss. However, I did not do it there because this boss is actually tied to this realm lore-wise, and he's also pretty stout. He's probably one of the stoutest in the mod, in my opinion. But you'll notice it takes some liquid corellium, some liquid antimatter, some obsidian, an oblivion catalyst, and one of these ODB cores. Now, the ODB cores, and these ODB cores can be crafted using just some abyssal night, some iron, and some corellium pearls. So anyway, once you do that ritual, it's going to spawn a boss. However, in addition to that, you can use the Oblivion Death Bomb to summon the boss. And just as a heads up, you can take this Oblivion Death Bomb, put it into a crafting grid, and get yourself just a spawn if you don't want the effect of the Oblivion Death Bomb. But if we set this down and we give it a redstone signal, on the front there, it's going to ignite similar to the way that TNT does. And this can actually be, he can be summoned anywhere using the ritual or with the Oblivion Death Bomb. But it's going to take a second for the game to catch up with it because it is a rather large explosion. You'll notice we get this huge crater here, and it summons Sakthoth, the Harbinger of Doom. Now, let's go on into Game Mode S and fight this guy. Now, you'll notice that he has 300 health, is heavily armored, and does quite a bit of damage whenever he hits. Luckily, the Draconic armor, of course, absorbs most of that. And, of course, you're going to get blindness as well whenever you fight him. So, just a heads up. But if we finally beat him down, there we go. And he does say, whenever he first spawns up, he says, I'm unleashed, feel the wrath of the dark realm, mortal. And it spawns all these little shadow creatures whenever he dies. So you're going to have a fight on your hands even after you kill him. So just a heads up. But he does drop quite a bit of XP. And you'll notice he drops a lot of Oblivion Catalysts and... Shadow Gems and Oblivion Cores. But he also drops this sword, which is his primary drop that you might farm him for. Which is this Sakthoth's Soul Reaper Blade. And the soul's harvested as you increase that. Basically what it's going to do is it's going to increase the attack damage after, so many souls. So it does take a while to maximize the damage on this blade, but you will notice that even initially it has 30 attack damage. So it's a very, very powerful sword, to have access to. Now, for example, if you just do the spawn for the boss, he'll just get thrown down and just be there on the ground, like so. Let me go back to game mode C here because of the blindness. But of course he'll just spawn up into the world like so. Now in addition, let's go ahead and cover a couple optional items, or a couple side items within the mod. First up, there's this Interdimensional Cage. This can be charged up just like anything else can with PE energy. But if you go up to a mob and right-click on it, it will capture that mob. And will be stored in the cage, and then of course you can let it back out. Just like a golden lasso or say like a soul vial. It will use a little bit of PE, and the amount of PE required is used whenever you capture it. It doesn't use the PE again whenever you let the creature out. But the amount of PE that's required is based on the size of the creature, basically. So the larger the creature is, the more PE energy that it's going to require in order to use that. Now next up is plates, as well as food on a plate. So plates are crafted with just two, you get two of them for iron, just like this. And if you put food onto a plate, so for example chicken on a plate, if we take a look at standard chicken, it restores 3 hunger and 3.5 saturation, whereas chicken on a plate restores 6 hunger and full 10 things of saturation. So it's a lot better just to throw that on a plate. However, whenever you eat a food that's on a plate, you're going to get yourself a dirty plate. Now this dirty plate can't be used with other food. So what you're going to have to do is just get yourself a washcloth and you can clean it. And this washcloth can clean 20 things before it breaks. And the recipe here is just some cobwebs with some wool to get yourself your washcloth. Now the MRE is crafted with a plate, carrot, potato, and steak, and that's going to give you a food that fully fills your hunger and your saturation. So it is a very, very effective food, of course, to use. Also the ODB core that we used to craft that bomb earlier can also be used as an explosive. So if we set that down and ignite it, you get this small explosion, and you'll notice that even way back here it did damage to me. It has quite a bit of a blast radius as far as the damage goes. So for example, even if I go way out here, yeah, you'll notice it killed that Shoggoth that was way over there. So a decent explosive. Also, we have these upgrade kits that we talked about. We had briefly mentioned them. You'll notice there's cobblestone, iron, gold, diamond, abyssal, corellium, dreadium, ethaxium. The way these work is if you just take your pickaxe, and this one upgrades, say, wood to cobble, and you put it just like that, it's going to upgrade that to a stone pickaxe. And then, of course, from there, we could upgrade that then to iron, and so on. And, oops, these aren't too bad to craft. You'll notice just a couple iron, the upgrade kit that came before it, and then a little bit of cobblestone for the iron one. For example, the Abyssal Knight one is the diamond upgrade, so Abyssal Knight, and then you're always going to use the tier prior. So technically, you come out with a little bit lower cost as far as the items that you're crafting with. Instead of using 3 for the pickaxe, it would just be 2, but it does require, of course, the tiers before it. And the last thing we have is these wooden crates. These are crafted with just a chest, a little bit of extra wood, and sticks, and that's going to get you 2 of these. And you'll notice that they have an additional inventory row compared to a standard chest. So you can kind of make your chest go a bit farther using these wooden crates initially. You know, starting out when wood's kind of, I won't say scarce, but it's a little bit more of a pain, I guess, to go out and get wood. You can always do these wooden crates. But anyway, I guess that pretty much wraps up all the items contained with this mod. As always, though, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know, and I will do my best to assist you. Also, if there's any mods that you want covered or anything, feel free to let me know, and I will do my best to get that out to you in a timely manner. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure and hit that like button, and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already for more daily videos. And if you've been wondering why I've been wearing the Draconic chestplate for, of course, the majority of this mod, it's just because I have the flight speed in Grace, and it just makes it easier, of course, showing you around and exploring everything that this mod has to offer. Personally, I find this mod to be very, very fun to play with. I love exploration-based mods, and as well as I think the magic and stuff that's involved with this mod looks cool, and of course, I feel like it's well done, you know. plus all the Cthulhu mythos stuff I find fascinating as well. So I'm very, very big fan of this mod personally. Also keep in mind that this mod is still a work in progress and there's stuff being added. Just like the materializer didn't really seem to have anything at the moment. Also, I know there's a couple optional bosses that are planned for release before hopefully too long. So I'm definitely excited for those to get added and everything. So, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the series or the episode. I hope you found it helpful. And until next time, as always, do take care, and I hope to see you guys then.